Hey everyone, we are talking about careers in accounting. Now, if you're really paying attention, you're like, she was wearing that exact same outfit last week. Yes, I'm filming these at the same time, but I'm spacing them out so that we can do a little bit a week. All right, so the last career I want to talk to you about under financial accounting, which is what we learned in Accounting 301, is the technical accountant and SEC reporting manager. There's a million things you could do in financial accounting. I'm just picking out these three careers. We're going to do kind of three for each section just to give you a little taste. If you want to talk more about it, come to office hours. I could talk to you about careers in accounting all day long. Okay, so the technical accountant is a very specialized field. And your technical accountant is the person who reads the accounting rules that are issued by the Financial Accounting Standards Board and figures out, does this rule apply to my company, and how are we going to implement it, right? So part of it is you have to be like the ultra geek nerd accountant, right? You can't just be like, I'm a pretty good accountant. You have to be like, I love reading accounting pronouncements, like it's totally my jam. But that doesn't mean you get to like sit in an office and just like pour over accounting pronouncements and like chuckle to yourself. No, because you're going to have to work with a lot of people in your company, because you have to talk about how are we going to implement this. So you may go to the controller or to the accounting manager or any of those people and say like, hey, I need things reported this way. You may need system enhancements, right? You might be using an accounting system that won't allow you to report in the way you need to meet the guidance of the new accounting pronouncements. So you might have to talk to your systems people and your IT people. I say systems, your information technology people, and say, hey, I need you to tweak the system to do that. And if you've ever asked the IT people to tweak the system, the answer is always like, no, we can't do it. So you have to be kind of a persuasive person, right? And you might have the controller helping you. But for people who just really just love like just the inherent beauty of accounting, it's a great role. A friend of mine was actually the technical accountant for years for Vail Ski Resorts. So she got to live up in Vail and she got to do accounting all during the day, and then on the weekend she would take her dogs for hikes or go skiing or do all kinds of fun stuff. So lots of cool opportunities. Another guy I know, he was a technical accountant. He has since moved on to something else. But he took his accounting degree and he really loves windsurfing. So he went down and got a job working for some sort of fund in the Caymans, did accounting by day, got off work and went out and hit the Caribbean sea doing windsurfing. So nice thing about accounting is it's very portable. You can really do it anywhere. But the other half, and a lot of times if you're working for a public company, you have the same person who's in charge of both of these things. The other thing is the SEC reporting. So the SEC is the Securities and Exchange Commission, and when you're a public company, you have to file your financial statements with the SEC once a quarter so that all of your investors have access to them. So the SEC person has to make sure that everything is reported correctly and that what you're reporting is accurate. So you can see how these two go hand in hand. One person's looking at the pronouncements and saying, here's how we have to implement this, and then the other person is making sure it gets done correctly on the back end. And that's why a lot of times you might have one person doing both jobs, or you might have one person managing both jobs, and then you have individual technical accountants and individual SEC reporting accountants. So anyway, it's just another way you can go. Like I said, there's a million things you could do. The thing I would say about this job is this is where you have to be the most detail-oriented. This would be for people who are like, ooh, I've kind of always been interested maybe in being a lawyer, right? Because I want to read through the rules and figure out how to apply them. And then you realize like, being a lawyer would be great, but I actually really love accounting and I can't imagine ever being separated from it. And if you're having that moment, technical accounting and SEC reporting may be for you. These tend to be more managerial, higher paid roles. So you're probably going to have to work, again, probably in public accounting, which was the first video we did, for, I'm guessing, at least 5 years before you're going to get hired into this type of a role. And then once you do, I mean, if you're just the person kind of helping out on a team, my guess is you're looking at least 80. And then once you're managing this, if it's SEC reporting, it's a public company. So my guess is So you're starting around 150 and it probably goes up from there. Maybe a little less in Sacramento. So decent money, and it's a good path to that controller CFO role, right? One way is going up through the, actually preparing the financial statements. This is another way that's going to get you up to kind of a controller CFO type role, if that's what you're interested in. All right, so that is going to wrap up financial accounting. And in the next video, we are going to start talking about a different one of our box, if you remember our boxes from the first video. All right, see you then.